released something from that book. Something evil. This thing is attached to Mia's soul. We're gonna have to kill her.
You are all going to die tonight.
Now, before we get into this review, I should explain that me, your host, Arcano, has been a fan of The Evil Dead since I was maybe about 10, which is probably a time that I should not have seen this film. So this remake for me has kind of been like 10 years in the making, in my opinion. Because after I saw it when I was a kid, which was, I don't know, I'm guessing like 2003, 2004, maybe, I would see news like Evil Dead Remake. It would be on IMDb. Evil Dead Remake.
Yeah,
10 years ago.
Park Chan-wook was supposed to have directed it.
Really? No fucking way.
Yeah, Park Chan-wook, yeah.
Oh, man, that would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been waiting a long time for this remake, and this review might have a little bit of a bias. I'm going to try not to, because I love the original so much, and Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. I love the whole series, but Evil Dead, like the first one, is my personal favorite, which I know a lot of people love Evil Dead 2, but Evil Dead 1 is the one that kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, I'm one of sweet.
Or stuck with me. Stuck. That's not even the word. But anyway, and I think a reason for that is because, like, as a horror fan, even at a young age, this one was just like so different for me. Like, it's pretty original horror movie. I mean, like, demons attacking kids in the cabin when it's, especially in a year or in the era when it was just a bunch of slashers after slasher, and the level of gore in the film for an American movie, I thought was like pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, we finally have this remake, and as an Evil Dead fan, not too disappointed.
Yeah, I would say the same. It was, because I know a lot when I first started remaking it, and I was like, oh, no, guys, I really don't know. And then I saw like the involvement of Raimi and Campbell, and I was like, okay,
Campbell.
Ash. It's Ash. Okay, he'll always be Ash. But anyway.
Oh, by the way, we got Justin back on a review.
Oh yeah, I should mention that. Justin is on this review because he
hasn't died.
Yeah, I haven't died yet. When I say yet, so yeah, but that's I guess that's what made me worried last. And then when I didn't see the Red Band trailer first came out and everything, my friends were going crazy over saying like, do you believe me? Like it looks good and stuff.
Oh, so here's the thing: if you have not seen a trailer for this yet, somehow don't watch the Red Band trailer because you know what?
It basically gives everything away.
It gives away almost everything.
Which I don't get about trailers. Most trailers give away everything about a film now. You basically know what's going to happen, so you don't have to see it anymore.
But I was actually kind of really disappointed by that their marketing campaign is showing you the whole fucking movie. There are just a few gore scenes that you didn't see in the actual movie.
It's kind of like sinister.
Well, let's go into the plot really quick before we get into
all right, so
what we liked and what we didn't like. So it's a very basic setup. 5 teens go into the woods. In the original, they just going for a vacation.
20 teens? I thought they were like young adults.
Young adults.
20 or...
Oh, the young kids.
5 20-somethings go into the woods because one of them, played by Jeff.
Jane Levy.
Jane Levy
is a drug
addict, and apparently she's promised to quit drugs many times before.
And it's failed. But...
her drug of choice is like cocaine, so it's like a really bad problem. So she's giving it up, and they're going to keep her in that cabin for, I think, like the weekend or a week.
It's in the weekend.
Just until she's better, basically. So what I like about this film is that they set it up so that you understand why they're not leaving the cabin, whereas in the original one, it's like, why the fuck are you guys leaving? Besides the fact that the demons won't let them. But in this one, it's like, okay, we're going to stay because she needs to get better. And so her brother, which would be kind of Bruce Campbell's character in the original one, only they're not the same characters. Like it's not the same names or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not Ash. It's some other guy.
He's a guy who I guess kind of like deserted his family in a way. Moved out to some big city where he found a job. Yeah. While his mom and his sister were or he kind of left his sister to take care of her mom.
Because his mom had like mental psychiatric problems.
Yeah, so it's a pretty decent plot and background for these characters that we only know for a couple days before they all start getting killed off one by one. And
in what I imagine it's horrible ways.
Along with them, you have let's just call him Ash. You have Ash's girlfriend, like in the original one.
The best friend.
You have the best friend with the glasses.
Well, I should say the best friend who doesn't feel like he's a friend anymore.
Yeah, because there's some history between him and not Ash, but Ash. But you know what? I'm gonna say right now he's the best character in the movie.
Oh yeah,
he's a badass.
Yes, and also then you have the other friend
who he would be Scott's character in the original one.
Yeah.
And then you got his not really girlfriend, but just the other
girl
friend.
he cares for basically.
Yeah, who is played by the girl from Cloverfield.
Oh, okay.
I forgot her name too.
She was the friend. She was like the nerd.
She was the best friend's girl.
No, she was the brother's girlfriend.
Brother's girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Cloverfield in a while.
So those are the characters. They're in the cabin trying to get this girl better, and she leaves for a certain reason, goes into the woods, and there's something fucked up in the woods that they're not really showing, but they're kind of giving you like glimpses of what it might be. And then you find out it has to do with this book that they found in the cellar, much like in the original one. But unlike in the original one, this could have been completely fucking avoided.
If one of the people had decided to, hey, it says don't read. I'm going to read anyway.
The book says, don't fucking read this book.
When you see the word don't fucking read, don't fucking read, okay? It doesn't say don't read. It means when you use the word fucking, you know shit's real.
Are they white?
Yes.
They are.
Are they in a horror movie?
Yes.
Are they 20-something?
Yes.
Of course they're going to read
All right,
the fucking
perfect.
book.
Okay, that's true.
So the guy who's playing Scotty, but not Scotty, reads the book, and evil gets resurrected, unleashed into the woods, and takes possession of that girl that you mentioned.
Jane Levy.
There we go. So now she's a demon, and they're pretty much just trying to figure out what the fuck are we going to do, because everyone else is turning into a demon. Some people are doing self-mutilation. Yeah. Some people are killing off each other in self-defense.
And our people are killing themselves.
And like, how long can we survive? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like the bathroom scene. I remember.
Like I said, it's not a shot for shot remake of the original, but it does follow the same structure.
Yeah.
That being said, let's get into. I want to get into the good things before I get into the things I didn't like, because I don't want to make it seem like I hated this movie because I'm a huge fan of the original. Nor should I think anyone should dislike a remake just because of how much they love the original. So anyway, things good about this movie. It does have some completely new rules that they added to the Evil Dead structure of storytelling. Like I said, they cover their tracks pretty good on why they're staying there. Right. And although some people make really dumb decisions, you kind of understand why they're making these decisions. Okay. But then again, there are some where it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That could have been completely avoided if you had just done something else. So it adds these new rules that I'm not going to spoil, but it kind of builds up to what could be more films. Kind of like Wreck. Okay. Where Wreck ends with this complete revelation of, hey, it's not just zombies, it's more to that, and it leads up to what could be like a whole series of films. This one does the same thing to me. It kind of reminded me of Wreck in that way, where it set up these completely new rules and plot lines where it's like, okay, which it makes sense. I could totally see a sequel.
Yeah, because the sequel, I mean, the end of the film basically does open the door for a sequel in a sense.
It doesn't end like the original one. And also, if you're an Evil Dead fan, you need to stay after the credits.
Oh yeah, you will love it
to stay after the credits because I nearly came.
Twice.
Other good things, the special effects, all the gore scenes,
practical.
They're totally practical, and that was fucking awesome. Except for like a few things where you could see that they were CG, but it's one of those things where it's like it doesn't matter. It was from like far away or something. Like, a lot of the gore scenes are completely practical, and I fucking love every single one.
The self-mutilation scenes were all practical
There's
effects.
one that got me really bad, and it wasn't even one of the ones like that are like the big gore scenes. It was just it had to do with a hand getting like split.
Oh yeah,
that's
right.
my
That
God.
seemed like
So be
twist.
ready for a gore fest because that's what
Dude.
it starts out with a bang.
Oh yeah.
It starts out with a girl getting her fucking head exploded by a shotgun.
Damn.
She's a demon, but still, like, it starts out really good, and it doesn't tone itself down at all throughout the film, and it ends with a bang. This movie has the best like ending to a horror movie, or at least like the climax. It gave me the same feeling I felt when I saw Cabin in the Woods.
Oh yeah.
Where like shit just went crazy and it was fucking awesome. That's how I felt watching the last 15 minutes of Evil Dead. It's like, yes, give me more of this. Like, because this was pretty badass. All the acting is kind of decent, at least from the principal characters and the ones that you care about. Like I said, the guy who's playing not Scotty.
Yeah. Then again, it's a
He
horror
does a really
film,
good job.
So I'm not saying there's some good acting in horror films, but as of lately,
Yeah.
think about it.
And the main girl, she does a really good job acting like this drug addict who's in remission, but also acting like someone really scared who they just don't believe her, and it's totally.
So it's because
you totally understand why.
There's another theory about it too. Like, what if how she's going to cold turkey, right?
Yeah.
When you're cold turkey, you hallucinate. And stuff.
So what if this is all just
theory?
hallucinations?
Yeah, because the ending of her, pretty much.
It could be. I could totally see that, but based on
Evil Dead,
on the stinger at the end of the credits, I feel like that's not really a viable theory.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, some other things. I mean, Jeff, you have any questions about this movie since you didn't see it?
I mean, you guys aren't making me think that I want to see it. I just recently saw the original. I've only seen the first Evil Dead. But.
Once again, as a fan of the original, I did like this movie. I had a really good time watching this. My complaints, and there are a few.
Drum roll, please.
There's some really bad acting. I mean, like, really bad acting, mainly from Ash, not Ash.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, okay, I heard that Diablo Cody did a punch-up script for this.
But no version was currently used, so
Really?
that's what I've
Yeah,
heard.
no wonder, because it didn't seem like it at all. It didn't seem like there's not a lot of humor to the film, and when there is, it seems kind of unintentional.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like at least the audience that we saw it with, it seemed like they were laughing at parts that probably weren't meant to be laughed at.
Well, like the part where when the sister's possessed and the boyfriend gets his girlfriend away from her.
Yeah.
Pretty boy, like suck his cock, and it's like, whoa! Everyone just started jumping up, laughing.
Oh, that's another thing I like. I actually like the demons' voices. They played good tribute to the original. If you're a fan of the original, there are a lot of references to the original one, but it's like a mixed bag. It's like, okay, we're just gonna put something in the background just to put it, and then it does stuff like.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Do they have the car that's always in Sam Raimi's movies?
They do.
Oh,
but
awesome.
that's one of the ones that I kind of don't like because it's just there. They never even address it.
Yeah.
It's just there.
They sit on it.
They sit on it.
It's like never like saying, "Wow, whose car? Like, do you know whose car this is?"
But
they even mentioned the fact this was their grandma's cabin.
Oh yeah.
And so why is there a car next to our dead grandma's cabin? I mean, that's like one of the questions I would be asking my grandparents on the cabin.
But some references that I did like was like it'll be like the little things that only the diehard fans of Evil Dead will kind of get, which is like, for instance, the door to the cellar. There's a point where they think, we should chain this up, and the type of like chains that they use is like the same pattern as the original one and stuff like that.
Wow, you are a diehard.
I am a diehard fan, and even there's a necklace that not Ash gives his sister, which is kind of like the necklace in the original one. And
okay.
I know, okay, this is going to sound super like, wow, you really had to be paying attention to Evil Dead to understand this. There's a point where the necklace falls and the chain goes into the shape of a skull, like in the original one. That's in this one too. And I like that. So like I said, little references and big references throughout the film, which some of them are like, oh, that was cool. And some of them are just like, okay, I get it. This is an Evil Dead remake. So the bad parts, like I said, acting can be really bad at some points. And I guess that and the fact that it's not scary. It is not a scary movie at all.
It's not, as the poster proclaims, the most terrifying film
No,
you've ever experienced.
not at all. Which is, they should probably take that out of the advertising.
That's a bold statement to quote
very
John
bold
Travolta for Pulp Fiction.
Well, every horror film will say that. That's like one of the most scariest films.
But this movie is just really not scary.
It's really not. There are moments where you probably will cover your eyes, but it's mostly for the gore and stuff. When you're like, ugh.
Yeah, if anything, it's scary to people who just aren't used to gore and
Yeah.
will be afraid by gore.
I mean,
That's-
I'm not afraid of gore, but I'm like, your movie most I'm like turned off by if it becomes like too excessive. Okay, I get the point. You're trying.
It's very excessive in this movie, but I feel like
There's
it
a point
worked
to
for
it, though.
I thought it totally worked for it.
Yeah, it did.
And to me, it was completely enjoyable every second of it. But go on.
All right. Well, I mean, like, I can handle gore, but I kind of with Justin, where it's like, if it gets to a point where it's like it seems excessive, I'm like, okay.
It is painful at times. It is
Damn.
painful gore.
Yeah, but no. Oh yeah. Speaking of that painful, I felt bad for the guy who played the friend.
Scotty.
He was a punching bag.
Okay, that's
He was a
that's
punching
like
bag.
a ode to the original. His character gets the shit beat out of him, but he's also, like I said, the most likable character. He's the one who like turns into a badass
Yeah.
when he realizes he has to kill someone. He's not afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas in Ash is just total fucking pussy.
It's like, I don't want to, but I can't say. I was like, dude, your sister's possessed by a demon. All your friends and girlfriends are slowly being killed one by one. You need to do some shit before,
Whereas in the original, if you've seen the original, Ash is kind of a bit of a pussy in there too. Where
Well, he
he's
tries
like,
to
he
do
doesn't
that,
want
it's
to,
like, yeah.
a little bit. But even there, it's like, you are stupid. You are a stupid, stupid man for not wanting to kill these demons. And here it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense the way they're establishing the rules of this film. So there's not a lot bad to say about it. Just the fact that it's a horror movie and it didn't scare me is something that really bothered me. Because I was expecting the first one, the original one, still scares me. When you and I were watching it the other day, I was still kind of like, oh shit, I know what's coming up, but at the same time, I totally forgot. No, I don't know what's going to pop up or not. Where this one's just like, the scares are totally predictable. From the minute it starts, you can see them coming from a mile away.
Well, I did hear, like, the one thing that I do keep hearing is that it's not particularly scary, but it is kind of awesome. The gore effects are great. And the guy that you're talking about, Scotty, and the main actress are really good. So
Yeah. Which is basically everything I have to say about the movie.
yeah.
Because it's true. Like I said, if you're an Evil Dead fan, you're not going to be disappointed by this, and you're probably going to have a really good time seeing this in the movies, especially with a big crowd. It's a lot of fun. There's moments where I like started clapping and cheering.
Yeah.
One in particular near the end. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh
but
yeah, I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
They show something, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I hope that comes back into play."
Yeah.
And when it does, it's like, "Holy fucking shit, that's awesome!"
Because I remember when they did that, everyone was like, "Yes, do it again." 'Cause I was wondering because
I started it. I swear to God, I'm the one who started that whole thing.
No, because I was
crowd.
wondering like, the whole time, like, okay, this was about to end. Like, when are they gonna bring this in? Because they said they would, and they finally did, and that last scene,
it was perfect.
The last scene,
You said the last 15 minutes is completely.
yeah, and just that line she says, everyone just like went nuts at that.
So this is gonna be one of those crowd pleaser movies, but it definitely deserves that title. It's been a long anticipated film for me, and I guess for a lot of people. I've been seeing everyone talking about it, including people who've never seen the original.
Yeah, I
Are
had no
looking forward to
idea
this
it was
movie.
10 years old.
And you know what?
In the making.
You're not gonna be disappointed about it. I give this 3.5 out of 4.
Oh, cool. I thought you
Not
were
quite a
just-
4, but
Yeah, I thought you were just going to go with like.
it's up there. Like I personally can't wait to see this again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Your birthday movie?
Maybe. Justin, you don't know how we do reviews here, but since we are the Four Eyes Filmcast, we just do it out of eyes.
All right.
So 1 through 4.
All right,
Zero
Zero
through 4.
through-
I would give this honestly, hands down. I think it's one of the best films I've seen this year so far. You know,
I can say that,
so-
especially since it's been a pretty shitty year.
Well, again, I don't. Everyone always, off topic. Everyone always says that every year is always a shitty year for film. But
Well, at the start of it, but this has really been bad.
well,
I mean,
January's considered a bad film.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
maybe-
this is April now. We're beginning April. I mean, usually I am the guy where I'm like, no, it was a really good year. I saw some really good movies. Like, but this year has been particularly like, even with January, February, it has been particularly like, okay, guys, pump out the good movies.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, sure. But I guess I would give it 4.5 out of 5. Four eyes.
Yeah.
All
Four
right.
eyes out
Four
of
eyes.
four.
Four eyes. All right.
4 eyes out of 4.
4 out of 4. Perfect score.
Which
4 out of
is way more eyes than I can't think of something. I had something for this. Shit.
Yeah. So 4 out of 4
Jeff, do a
eyes.
joke.
Puns.
Look at you, not another piece. Time to go to sleep.